Hello, I'm MPX Toycat, and welcome back to another Minecraft update news video. A brand new snapshot came out today, and for the first time I can remember, it's a snapshot which removes more features than it adds. That's right, the 1.17 update just got smaller as of today, and as a result, the update feels even more bare bones than it did before. Yeah, I left on the X-ray texture pack to make that one joke, so what of it? But yeah, a brand new snapshot did come out, and although it does add a couple of features, it changes geodes, it upgrades Minecraft to Java 16, which is great. It also has a really great change for fans of the waxed weathered cut copper stairs and many of the other great items with long names that exist in Minecraft. But the bigger news is that it removed features from the creative inventory. If you go there right now, you can see how if you search, for instance, bundles, it will no longer exist. If you search for candles, they no longer exist. Even crazier than bundles and candles, which are kind of low-tier features, the much bigger one is that sculk sensors, the very exciting new redstone, which, by the way, isn't it weird that the scute and the skulk are very similarly named? Also, the shulker is kind of like the skulk. I'm just saying, there's a lot of similarity in the names here, but these skulk sensors do not exist in this snapshot anymore and will not exist in 1.17. They've been officially removed from that update, and so this is the snapshot for the first one in a while that has fewer features than the snapshot prior to it, and that's before we go into the data pack fiasco that maybe we made a mistake with in last week's snapshot video. But with that said, let's talk about the things that are removed. But before we can talk about why they would remove those things, I want to talk about the changes they have made. I want to talk about the positive changes in this update because Java 16 is now in use. So Java 16 is of course a more efficient version of Java in lots of ways, but it also has new tools that they'll be able to use for future updates. None of them that I know are in use for this one, but you can basically expect slight performance improvements. However, it means if you're playing Minecraft Java Edition and you don't have the latest version of Java, you will have to download that for 1.17 to work. So there's something interesting you might not have thought about, but presumably they're bringing these changes to help with the performance change that's going to come with mountains. I mean, right now, Java has more crazy terrain and taller terrain than Minecraft Bedrock has. Seriously, look at this extreme hill, and if you're a Bedrock player, try not to get sad like, oh yeah, it actually goes up somewhat high because of Java. However, Java has not added the cliffs yet, even in data pack forms, presumably because they need more performance requirements. Hopefully Java 16 will help them with that. The other thing that they've done that's very exciting, if we hop into spectator mode, game mode, spectator, we can't just type game mode, you know what, whatever, it's fine. If we hop down below the ground, you'll notice these geodes are found everywhere, and this is because this is a world I loaded prior to the current snapshot. Seriously, look how common these things can actually be. This is meant to be a really rare, fun underground occurrence, but there's one here, there's one just over here, and then there's a third one. Oh, actually, there's a third one down there, then there's a fourth one over here, there's a fifth one over there. Basically, even though when you're underground it's not this easy to find geodes, it's a basically trivial task. This one is even exposed to the ocean, so finding geodes is meant to be harder because of this exact issue, and here you go. Isn't it nice that they fixed that? Yes, it is. Geodes are one of the few, new features coming in 1.17 as opposed to 1.18 that you can be excited for as far as generation goes. And then the other positive change is one that's kind of been long overdue. It was one of my criticisms I made of the early snapshots, and it's cool that, presumably unrelated to that, they have now fixed it. As you can see, this is the cracked polished blackstone bricks. Prior to 1.17, it was the longest name in Minecraft, and it was so long that you couldn't even name it that yourself. If you wanted to name something yourself, it'd have to be like BRI or something, because you'd run out of characters. And then I thought that was already a ridiculously long title they'd never come back to, but then 1.17 comes out, and the waxed, weathered, cut copper stairs are added to the game. But the great thing is, previously the limit would stop you at 35, it'd be a whole thing. Now what can happen is you can add in a whole bunch of that to yourself. You can have up to 50 characters in a name. So if we want to, just to prove that point, we can write stairs, 12 or something. I don't know, there we go. And then we can actually have a title that looks something like this. The waxed weather cut copper stairs 12. And isn't that beautiful? 50 character names are now available. I think, honestly, I mentioned that, I would have preferred that we stopped having ridiculous named Minecraft items, but I actually kind of see that this is a better solution. Just being like, we're going to have, the official max title for an item is now 50 characters, which means if you thought that the polished, where are they now? The polished blackstone bricks, cracked polished blackstone bricks were a lot, then, the waxed weather cut copper stairs was a lot. Just you wait until, next updates come out, because clearly they want to be more descriptive with blocks. I mean, for instance, if you look at an old example, let's find the... I thought this was Prismarine for a second. By the way, I know they're different blocks and they both need to exist, but don't these look suspiciously similar? Like, especially from the creative inventory? Is it just me that sees that? I bet there's some fun build to be made that combines these together. Also on Java, you know, this is unrelated, but you crouch so far on Java compared to Bedrock. No, these videos are about snapshot news. Let's not talk about Prismarine. Let's instead talk about the negatives, because they removed things from this update. Why would they do that is the key question that we should be asking ourselves, and so let's dive into it right now. Why did they remove things from this update? So of course it's very weird to see features being removed from 1.17. I think that goes without saying at all. But the reason that they are removing these is because, 1.17 is a very weird update. It's unprecedented in lots of ways, and the biggest way is, of course, that 1.17, as we've been talking about it for the last year, has been the Caves and Cliffs update. However, now they're calling it Caves and Cliffs Part 1, Caves and Cliffs Part 2. They might even start to rename Part 1 because, despite the new Caves promise and the new Cliffs promise, neither of those things actually are going to be in 1.17. It's going to be new features for your caves and new features for your cliffs that otherwise won't have new terrain. And so it's super interesting to see that they would remove, skulk sensors. I think skulk sensors make sense though. It's only going to spawn on the Deep Dark. The Deep Dark is not, the Deep Dark is not found in the 1.17 update. So of course that makes some sense, right? However, the much harder thing to justify in question would be the bundles and the candles. I mean, the reason that they officially gave is that bundles and candles aren't going to be finished enough for 1.17, but like, are they really not, is my immediate thought. Like, bundles and candles, surely, of all the features, I mean, candles are literally candles. What can be so exciting and new about them? And bundles, I'm sure, they could do better than they are right now, but bundles seem pretty complete. I don't know what an extra 6 months of development is going to do for bundles, given that in the last 6 months we've seen basically zero changes to them. So yeah, to me, what I would say, the skulk sensor is the logical one, and the other two features, either they really do have some plan in the next 6 months, which we'll see between 1.17 and 1.18. Maybe they get less buggy. I mean, I haven't seen any bugs, but maybe they fix some bugs. Maybe they really do alter those things entirely. Or maybe it's one of those things where they realized that they're pouring most of the features off 1.17 into 1.17, and 1.18 is kind of lonely without some new changes of its own. So, again, that almost seems like a conspiracy level theory. So let's kind of like step things back a bit and just say that I think they're removing these items. The easy answer is that they want them to be in 1.18, and the only question should be, why do they want them in 1.18? And the official reason is so they can iterate on them some more, and hopefully we see that. And, my my very skeptical side of my brain says that maybe, it's just like, we have some features. If they have to do all the QA anyway, why bother doing it for like 2 additional features when there's already so much to approve for those updates? I really do think though, and if you, this is backed up by the Reddit thread on the weekly snapshot. I really do think that this kind of update segmenting we're seeing proves that this is the worst of both worlds as far as delaying the Caves and Cliffs, the features people are most excited about, and then splitting it into 2, is that we'll already have all the features that get us excited for these new Caves and Cliffs before the new terrain comes out. And so it almost makes you think, if they had to delay the update, splitting it into 2 is probably worse than just releasing it once. If we think about it this way, if 1.18, if it's going to take till the second half of 2021 for all of these brand new features to come anyway, as far as terrain and stuff, why not delay all of the features? And the easy answer is because, it's kind of breaking a promise. At least this way they're giving us something. But I think the best, the best way for the game to be would probably be to combine them together. But maybe in another world I'd be saying, surely we can get something this summer. Maybe in the world where they did delay the whole thing, it's very easy to be a contrarian and say, oh, that big company with the hundreds of employees and people who are employed specifically to know what the best PR strategy is and the best etc. strategy is. It's easy to criticize them and say, yeah, I know better. But yeah, my instinct on this, that could be totally wrong for some reason I don't know, is that releasing this as 2 separate updates seems worse than having just one, combined mega update. And I really worry, because of the size of both updates being again, Caves and Cliffs was going to be the biggest update in Minecraft history. Now the 1.17 and 1.18 will both be pretty nice updates, you know? Not the greatest updates, maybe not even on par with Never Update, your Village and Pillage, and all these sorts of things. And, one of the problems with the Minecraft community being so heavily update focused, because some people are playing modded all year round, some people are playing solo survival all year round, or some form of multiplayer or whatever, but the Minecraft community definitely has these big peaks of interest when a new update comes out. And one of my big worries is that peak is going to be, rather than having one real peak, we're going to have two false peaks. And, it's one of those worries I have for the Minecraft. I mean, I think one of the things that is true, though, regardless of my worries, is that, because, I worry about that a lot, but it does have to be said that, of course, betting against the Minecraft community is something people have tried time and time again, and they've been wrong every time. The Minecraft community will be stronger than it has been before. It's just the question is, will it be stronger than it would have been otherwise? And that's a question we don't really have an answer to. But I mean, aren't most questions without answers? Like, man, isn't this a cool setting that you'd like to see on Bedrock? I mean, that is a question with an answer. The answer is yes, and the answer is you don't get to have it. Because you're playing the version of Bedrock the version of Minecraft that is made for Microsoft platforms and is developed by more people, so it has less features. It makes sense. Just think about it. Anyway, so I'm just mildly bitter. I think this is so cool. I love to load up Java just for the world generation sometimes, and stuff like this gets me going in an exciting way. But let me know what gets you going in the comments down below. I've said it before and I'll say it again. I think that if delaying this update was necessary, and sure, I could totally believe pandemic and all the craziness that comes with a big update. It totally is. Again, there's a lot of stuff happening behind the scenes that we're not necessarily seeing in the public eye. But yeah, the hope is that things all do go well, and this is entirely false worries. But from this position, it looks like 1.17 is this update that is not gonna. Again, it's that kind of thing where it's like, instead of this is a phrase I saw on my subreddit yesterday. Rather than half-arsing two things, it'd be better to whole-arse one thing, is my logic from here. But I would love to be wrong. I'm excited to be wrong. And this is this week's snapshot update. Let me know what you thought of it. It's probably... it's weird to make a snapshot video where we spend like 2 minutes talking about features and then 9 minutes talking about the weird strategy of removing features. But that's how it be. They remove features. That Mojang giveth with the lightly weathered cut copper stairs, and they taketh away with the skulk sensors, the bundles, and the candles. But yeah, let me know what you think in those comments, or don't. I'm not your dad. I got vaccinated today, by the way. It was exciting. Do you wanna hear about me saying the next day that I have flu-like symptoms, or do you want me to talk about how my arm's slightly sore? Wow, these are unique thoughts. No, the way it's gonna be, I'm gonna wake up tomorrow and I'm gonna feel perfect, and anyone who thinks otherwise is wrong. But yeah, I'm gonna be streaming both tomorrow. Well, I guess I'm gonna be streaming tomorrow. I stream every Thursday at what is now 3 p.m. if you live on the East Coast of America, 8 p.m. if you live in the UK, superior time zone, and obviously you can convert that to whatever you want it to be, because time zones are magical that way. And if you want to see me doing some speedrunning or some Minecraft and chill, I'm doing a lot of that recently. I've been finding it a lot of fun, and I hope that you find them fun too, because otherwise, who are they for, But yeah, thank you for watching, and I'll see you all next time. Goodbye. Man, that is a pretty note.